1493, Italian explorer Christopher Columbus was sailing off the coast of the Dominican Republic, where he and his crew report seeing 3 mermaids, and went on to describe them to be not as half as beautiful as they are painted. In reality, what they actually saw was a herd of manatees. Manatees are some of the most unique and fascinating creatures in the entire ocean. I have done various reports on manatees in the past, and I've even seen some in real life. Manatees have been around for over 45 million years, but people don't tend to know a lot about them, especially in Wisconsin. Today you're going to learn what a manatee is, their behavior and how friendly they are, and how and why they're endangered. Manatees are very unique. Physically, there's not really another species that looks quite like them. They have an uncommon diet for sea creatures, and they only have limited habitable areas. Manatees are 10 feet in length and over 1,000 pounds, which is about the size of a very fat cow. Manatees have very big flippers and a strong and powerful tail that helps them to crawl through shallow water and propels them up to speeds at 50 miles per hour. Manatees are herbivores, and they eat up to 60 different kinds of salt and freshwater plants. They spend 7 hours per day eating, and in that time they eat about 135 pounds, which is 10 to 15% of their body weight. Manatees live in the marshy areas of the Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico, and West Africa. They need to stay at waters that are over 68 degrees Fahrenheit or warmer, otherwise their organs will shut down and they will have what is called cold stress syndrome. Manatees are able to live in both salt and fresh water because their bodies are able to regulate salinity. There are not nests for manatees. They kind of just float around wherever the water is warm and there's food for them. Manatees are very friendly creatures. They're non-territorial and they're non-aggressive. They will avoid conflict at all costs, even if it means that they don't get anything to eat. They have a lifespan of up to 60 years, and they eat 12 hours per day. Manatees do not have any natural predators. Their only known predator is humans, who account for up to 39% of manatee deaths per year. Manatees are endangered for many reasons, but humans are behind almost all of them. One of the most common ones are boat collisions. Manatees need to come up to air every 10 to 15 minutes to breathe, and that's where they commonly collide with the boats. And since they only go up of speeds to 3 to 5 miles per hour usually, they're not fast enough to get away. Manatees also are endangered because of discarded fishing gear at the bottom of the ocean. Usually if something becomes entangled, it's just left there, manatees will come along and eat the vegetation and not understand that there are hooks in there, and then their internal organs will be hurt. Another main reason of manatee endangerment is because of habitat loss, because there's a lot of recent development, especially in Florida, and then the waters are not warm enough for them. So then now power plants make artificial refuges for them, and since there are so many manatees and so little refuges, they all crowd into the little spaces, and then diseases are easily transmitted, which accounts for a lot of endangerment. Now that you know all about a manatee, I hope that you take more of an interest into these sea cows. Manatees are some of the most unique and fascinating creatures in the entire ocean. They may not be as beautiful as mermaids, but they are friendly, happy blobs, and we should all appreciate them more.